Welcome to part 4 of this 3-part series. Yeah, it was supposed to end on a high note with part 3. But part 3 actually ended with a no-start issue and a monumental disappointment. They say all you need to start a two-stroke is spark, fuel, air, and compression. I checked for spark, fuel, and air at the end of the previous video. Now I'm moving on to the compression test. When performing a compression test, it's best to hold the throttle open so air gets pulled into the cylinder. Leaving the throttle closed will result in a lower compression reading. You can stop kicking when the needle on the gauge stops moving, but it's hard to read the gauge when I'm kicking the bike over, so I just give it a good 30 kicks or more to ensure a maximum compression reading. That's 155. For a fresh rebuild that's never been started, that's not bad. Plenty of compression for the bike to start. Once the engine gets a proper break-in and the rings get seated, that will likely go up to around 175, 180. For that to happen, the bitch has to bark, and right now she has yet to give me a popcorn fart. From studying the flywheel and stator, I've noticed there's a little wobble in the flywheel. So I did some research, and from what I've found, it doesn't sound like that would prevent the bike from starting. I mean, I have spark, so I know it's doing its job. With no clue what's wrong with this bike, I guess I'll find top dead center of the piston and look at the position of the flywheel and stator. Those are aftermarket components and there's no timing marks on them, so I'm not sure what good, if any, finding TDC will do me, but I have to try something. I'm rotating the flywheel counterclockwise because that's the way it turns when the engine is running. Once the needle stops spinning and starts going the other direction, that's TDC. Now I'll turn the dial and zero the needle so I don't lose the position. Each number on the small gauge equals 1 millimeter. While I don't have the timing specs for this bike, most two-strokes I've worked on are timed to spark right around 2 millimeters before top dead center. So I'll turn the flywheel backwards to achieve 2 millimeters BTCD. Before putting the stator back on, I marked the magnets on the flywheel so I can see where they're lining up with the windings of the stator. With no timing marks to go by, it's my guess that the stator has to turn further, but it's adjusted all the way. So, in my mind, the logical thing to do is drill some holes. After all, I'm convinced the timing is too far off for the bike to start, or even fire. Yeah, desperate move, and it didn't do shit for my image. Or the bike. At this point, the only potential issue I've found is the warped flywheel, and despite the information I found on that, I'm starting to think that may be the problem. It could be causing intermittent spark or producing insufficient spark under compression. I got lucky and found an NOS flywheel on eBay. Nothing better than a brand new 44-year-old part. And I paid a premium price for it despite being thousands over budget on this build. No more cheap Chinese shit, unless that's all I can find, which has been much of the case for the 82 RM. Look at that! The OEM Japanese shit doesn't wobble. I'm feeling lucky. Yeah, baby. I am totally stoked. Okay, for those interested, let's total the cost of this rebuild. I paid $700 for the bike, $50 in interstate tolls, and $220 in gas round trip to buy the bike. Parts total, $39.80. Miscellaneous shit, $535. Services, $1,095. Shipping, most of which were related to those services, was $270, bringing the grand total of this build to $6,850. Now, I did this because I really wanted a 1982 RM250, and I have no plans of selling the bike. But if you think you're going to completely restore an old dirt bike and flip it for a gain, think again. The act of doing so is nothing more than a labor of love. So, yeah, this bike went way over budget on time and money. But the rebuild is complete, and that's what matters. Join me on the next one, where I'll be taking it for a test ride and breaking it in. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, hit the like and subscribe. That shit's greatly appreciated. As always, thanks for watching.